Now we all know that 71% of the Earth's surface is occupied by water, and water is the most important natural resource to us. We can use the water from the all the resources like rivers, pond, lakes, stream, canals, and all these water are in the pure form. We cannot drink ocean water as it is salty. Now we need water for drinking, cooking. It is also necessary for cleaning, for irrigation of the fields and farms. Water is needed in industries for various processes. We also use water as a medium for transport. So water is the molecule of life as our life is dependent on water. But are we really taking care of our most important natural resource? So when water becomes unclean and toxic due to mixing of natural or artificial polluting substances, then it is called as water pollution. Pollutants causes water to become toxic and unclean. The dissolved oxygen content in water becomes less, causing harm to the organisms which are living in water. Disease causing epidemics break out to pathogenic added to the water due to pollution. Now, physical, chemical, and biological changes in water are caused due to water pollutants. And these pollutants can be biological pollutants, inorganic pollutants, organic pollutants, and even sometimes they can be also aquatic weeds, mud, sludge, whatever things get mixed into the water or the garbage that we throw, all of this is the pollutant. Now, water pollution can be caused due to natural reasons as well as man-made reasons. Now, natural reasons can be because of the natural things like, for example, aquatic weeds, the extra plant which grow, which has not to be grown, the extra amount of plants, they require more amount of oxygen. So oxygen level is depleted and there is also change in the water. The quality of the water gets changed, the color of the water changes. This all happen because of the aquatic weeds and this leads to pollution of the water. Then decomposing matter, for example, any plant die or an animal die in the water, it leads to decomposing and then the water is polluted because of the decomposing body. Many organisms it feed on the decomposing body of the plant and animal. The mud and sludge, when the river current it gets diverted, the mud and sludge gets mixed into the river and this leads again to the pollution of water. Then next is soil erosion. The water, when it flows, the soil which is there, it flows along with the water. Then soil erosion takes place. This water gets added into the water which is the drinking water like river water or the pond water, and then it affects that natural water. Next is the microbe like fungi and bacteria. When these animals grow on the dead and decaying organisms, they also pollute the water. Algae sometimes grow on water. You must have seen on the ponds a green color layer is formed. So that also destroys the water as the oxygen amount which is there, it is not, the depletion of oxygen takes place. The amount of oxygen is not proper. Then even sometimes nematodes, the soil nematodes which are there, it also flow with the rainwater. If you don't know what are nematodes, they are small insects, or you can say the multicellular insects or smooth unsegmented worm-like. They are not actually worms, but they are small worm-like structures. When they get mixed in water, they can be dangerous as it can lead to disease outbreak also. If we talk about man-made reasons that causes water pollution, there are thousands of man-made reasons which leads to water pollution. For example, domestic sewage, the sewage which is directly disposed into the river and the water bodies from villages and cities. This also leads to pollution. It changes the pH of the water body. It changes the aquatic life of the water body. So this also leads to water pollution. Industrial effluents, many heavy materials are just disposed into the rivers and ponds and even in the ocean, and these also causes water pollution. Oil spillage during transportation of the oil tankers, if any oil gets leaked or if the oil spills on the ocean, then as oil floats on water, the oxygen which should be there, the sunlight which should be there, that is blocked, and the animals which are there inside, they suffer and they die. Then use of fertilizers and pesticides with the rainwater, all of these chemicals, they get floated and they flow into the water, the nearby water bodies, and they contaminate it. Many harmful substances are there in the fertilizer like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Then other reasons can be because of the human waste that is decomposed. We use many type of industrial substances. We use various types of soaps which can have various chemicals in it. Then ashes are dispersed. We throw garbage into the water. Even thermal power plant, they release hot water into the water bodies, and as the temperature of the water gets disturbed, the animals which are there, the aquatic animals which are there, they are not able to withstand the change in temperature and then they die. So all of these reasons are the man-made reasons that causes air water pollution. Now, the effect of water pollution can be on human beings also and can be on ecosystem also. On human beings, many outbreak of waterborne disease can take place, and the human beings can be affected because of the water pollution. On the ecosystem, the salinity of the water can decrease, the pH of the water can decrease. Even on soil, the fertility of soil can decrease because of using the polluted water over the soil. Even toxic substances can be accumulated on the crops because of using the polluted water. So pollution of water is not only harmful to the ecosystem, but it is also harmful to human beings also. Now, many waterborne disease like typhoid, cholera, skin disease, even the ailments of liver, kidney, brain, sometimes deformities in bone and hypertension is also caused because of the harmful substances which are mixed into the water and we consume that water. Even in some places, if you will see, there is water shortage. People are not getting enough water. If we talk about ecosystem, so the plant growth is retarded. There is loss of plant species. If we talk about animals, the aquatic life is disturbed. The death of marine animals takes place. There is also an adverse effect on the sea birds as they consume the aquatic fishes. Also, it leads to destruction of the aquatic fauna. So we should all try to reduce water pollution. As there are many devastating effects of water pollution, we should create awareness among us to reduce the pollution of water so that all the effects can be reduced, not only on the ecosystem but also for human beings also. So awareness should be created, various measures should be taken to reduce water pollution. Another type of pollution is land pollution. Now we dump waste on the land. We also dump various mining waste. We dump different types of waste, biomedical waste, radioactive waste. All of these are dumped on the ground. We use chemical fertilizers, pesticides, effluents from the factories. These are all released into the land, and this causes the depletion of soil fertility. So if you have to define soil pollution, so physical, biological and chemical properties and the fertility of soil is decreased due to either natural or man-made cause. Such a condition that results into lesser productivity of soil, or you can say the infertility of the soil, is called as soil pollution. Now what can be the effects of soil pollution? So soil becomes unfertile, okay, because of the chemical fertilizers and pesticides, or the soil which is there, it becomes unfertile and it becomes unproductive. Toxins which are there, it gets mixed with the soil, so it will even affect the food chain. The soil, the animals which are dependent on the crops, they will be destroyed, and because of which the food chain which goes on, that will be destroyed. Okay, then insecticides are sprayed on the farms and on the fields. They are all carried into the water resource, and indirectly it also causes what? It also causes water pollution along with soil pollution. And even the soil which is there, as we dump waste on the soil, the toxins are released, the pathogens sometimes are released, and these pathogens, it leads to outbreak of disease, and it will transmit disease from one organism to the other organism. So all of these are the effects of soil pollution. Now, children, there is a relationship between soil pollution, water pollution, and air pollution. Soil pollution can be related with air and water pollution also. So, when we use the chemical fertilizers, that is overuse of chemical fertilizers, insecticide, weedicides, all this causes what? It causes soil pollution. And the sprayed insecticide and weedicide, it also causes what? Air pollution. So, along with soil pollution, it is also causing what? Air pollution. Now, as we are using the insecticides and pesticides in more amount, so when it rains, all of this is drained and it goes into the water body. So indirectly, what is happening now? Water pollution. So from one type of pollution, that is soil pollution, air pollution is also caused, and water pollution is also caused from one source only. Now, soil pollution is also caused by human urine, excreta of animals, and bird dropping. And such waste that emits foul smelling, it leads to stinking, and even some gases are released. So even it causes what? Air pollution is also caused when this gases mixes with the air. And the same waste, when it mixes with water, it leads to water pollution. So when one type of pollution is caused, indirectly other type of pollutions are also caused. So all the three pollutions are related together. So if you cause one type of pollution, then indirectly you are causing what? You are causing all the three types of pollution. Now, the National Pollution Control Day is celebrated on 2nd December. On this day, awareness is created on soil pollution, on water pollution, on all different types of pollution, and people are told about the pollution and given advice to reduce the different types of pollution. Now in India, the government has set various acts to reduce the pollution. For example, there is Water Pollution and Prevention Act 1974, Air Pollution and Prevention Act 1981, Environment Protection Act 1986, Biomedical Waste Handling and Management Rules 1999. So all of these acts and rules are for our benefit, for our ecosystem. So we should all follow them. We should all follow the rules and regulations which are given by the government, and we should also try to reduce pollution and create awareness among us, and even take an oath that we will try not to pollute our environment.